Now let's implement a gallery view where the user can browse galleries of thumbnails and select individual images. And in order to develop this and test it, I'm going to need more data. So I'm going to start by going to the Share Database, Tables, and Image Sets. And I'm going to drop everything. So I'm going to start from scratch. So actually, I'm going to go to the SQL tab, and I'm going to delete from image sets where true. So that's going to delete everything from the image sets table. And then I'm also going to do the same thing from the images table. So this just lets me start from scratch. And if I go to images and browse, I should see 0 rows. And same thing with image sets. Browse is 0 rows. And then I want to do one other thing. On my image sets table, under structure, I want to add a column, and this column is going to be the description for the image set. And it's going to be HTML, and the user is going to use the rich text editor to enter the HTML. And I'm going to add it right after the sharing column. So add one column after sharing, go. And then for the type, I'm just going to go ahead and use a long blob here. So description is going to be a long blob. Save. Okay, so now if I browse the table, I don't have anything. I'm going to go to the share database, and I'm going to use 3 accounts for testing purposes. So I'm going to use my Mark account, which is a verified account, and my Mark X60 account, which is not verified, and my MG admin account, which is an admin account. So let me start by signing into my Mark account. And then I'm going to drag and drop a whole lot of images. So I'm going to drag and drop all of the images from this folder. I have 98 of them. And I'll say OK. And this will take a while. Okay, so that took a couple of minutes, but probably worked. So let's go ahead and check. I'm going to hit cancel. And then I'm going to browse the image sets table now. So I have 98 total. They're all owner mark and sharing private. And then if I go to the images table, I have 294, which is probably 98 times 3. And full size, scaled, page size, and thumbnail for each image. So everything looks good so far. Now I'm going to go back to the Share tab, and I'm going to log out. And I'm going to sign into my Mark X60 account. And this is not a verified account, so I don't think I can actually share images here. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go back up to Canon Beach, and we'll upload Canon Beach folders. Operation is not allowed. So I'm going to log into a different verified account. Actually, I'm going to verify this account. And then I'm going to check my email. And here's my verify link. So I'll verify my account. So I should be verified now. Go back here. And now I'll upload the Canon Beach photos. And let me also upload the ones from 2006. Okay, so another 56 files. And then I'm going to log out, and I'll use my Mark X61 account as well. So 3 separate users. And I'll verify my account again. And check my email. So here's my Mark X61 account. Verified. And then Mark X61, let me go ahead and go for the La Pine trip. Actually, let me go for the Santa Fe trip. I like Santa Fe. So lots of pictures in that one. Okay, so another 124 pictures. That should be enough for testing. Now, what I have is 3 sets of images for 3 separate users, but they're all private. And in the full system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a image page view where the user can control whether the image is public or private. But I haven't implemented that yet. So for testing purposes, what I'm going to do is I'm just randomly going to change some of the sharing for some of these images to be public. And I'm going to do that through a SQL command. So I'm going to update image sets, and I'm going to set the, let's set the sharing. Actually, this is really long, so let me wrap this in a couple of places. Okay, so I just need the sharing equal to public. And I'm going to get rid of these backticks because I don't need them. And then where, and I'm going to use the SQL random number generator. And this returns a number in the range of 0 to 1. So I want to make about, let's say, 20% of these images public. So when the random number is greater than 0.8, I'm going to set sharing to public. So let's go ahead and try that, see if it works. 63 rows affected, and I had about 300 rows, so that's about 20%. And then let's browse image sets. Yeah, so here's some publics. Okay, so that should be enough for testing purposes. And in the next video, we'll write some queries.